Today we're talking the Commander 2 rate controller from Surefire Ag. The Commander 2 is a self-contained rate controller capable of controlling both servo and PWM platforms. Once you have calibrated your system, calibrated the Commander 2, it is time to run the system. And this first test would be the manual test. In this test mode, we will run the pump. We can speed it up, slow it down, and during these tests, we really like to observe flow in volume per minute, in gallons per minute. We can check the pressure. This is really just a great way to go in and make sure that the system is working, winterize your system at the end of the year, any of those kinds of things that you want to do, or just generally make sure that you have power and that the system is pumping. This is the way that we want to do that. So here in the bottom left is the auto man button. If you click on it, we'll go into auto mode or manual mode. So again, for this manual test, we want to be in manual mode. We're going to put the dial to volume per minute, and that's where we're at right now. We'll put the system into run, which we are in run right now. And to know if you're in run or not, to know if your lift switch or mercury switch is working properly. If you are in hold, it's going to show hold on the screen. And once you are in run and ready to go, hold will disappear from the screen. So we are in run. We are ready to go. That means the mercury switch or the lift switch is engaged. And if it's a hydraulic pump, naturally you would want to turn on your hydraulic flow at this time. So right now, again, to check our section control, our section valves, again, we can only do 3 of them, 3 manual valves on this Commander 2. We can turn boom 1 on and turn boom 2 on, and that will indicate that our sections are ready to go. So at this point, we will hold down the plus button here in manual mode, and this will allow us to open up the valves, open up the pumps, and the pump should start pumping. Now, you only want to hold this down for a few seconds in manual mode, and that will allow the pumps to ramp up in speed really quickly. And then as soon as you let go, it will start to trickle back down to 0. So right now, we're seeing a few things here on the screen that are good news. We're showing roughly 1.2 gallons per minute. We are able to swing around and look at the pressure. Run a little high pressure right there for an electric pump, but showing 43 PSI. So again, a few things that it will allow us to look at. And again, you can hear the pumps pumping, section control is working, and if we were out in the field, we should be pumping product out onto the ground. So again, this is a good time to go around. We should be testing with water at this point. This is a good way to get into the system right at the beginning of the season. And this is also a really good way to winterize your system at the end of the year, just to run product through it. When you want to complete your manual test, just like we started it with the plus button, we'll hit the minus button and hold it for a few seconds, and you will see it drop back down to 0. A lot of times when you do let go of it in the manual mode, it will slowly work its way back down to 0 because nothing is automating this test for us. So we're manually running it, and it would go back down to 0 eventually. But yeah, you do want to be careful in manual mode not to ramp that pump up too high. We can certainly get high pressure situations, blow tops off of flow indicators, or have any other leaking issues. But this would be where we want to do that test in the first place at the beginning of the season to make sure we don't have any kinds of leaks or loose fittings or anything like that. So once we're done there, turn the boom switches off, and that completes our manual test of the Commander 2 rate controller.